Hello, I'm Danny DeHeck. Thank you for pressing play. I set up workshops that help people to survive and thrive in business. This workshop is a step-by-step guide, A to Z, on understanding how to set up your own email account with Google. It's not rocket science, but a lot of things along the way can be quite confusing and a wee bit daunting if you can't get your head around it. So what I've done is I've set up a workshop within my YouTube account. And if you're not familiar with me and what I do, you can go to my website, dehek.com, dehek.com, and along the top you can see I've got some social media, and up here one of them is called YouTube. Now within YouTube you will see that I actually have quite a few other videos. Currently, I'm spending a lot of time busting Ponzi schemes. So don't get distracted with that, and definitely don't invest in one of those. But if you click on my playlist, you'll see that I actually have quite a few workshops available. To gain access to these workshops, you need to join my YouTube channel. And I have 3 different levels, but the one that you'll need to do my workshops is $17 a month. Once you join, you have full access to all my courses that I provide, and I'm updating them regularly. So if you want to do this course, you can go to dehek.com, hold your mouse over workshops, and you'll see the courses that I currently have online. So the one that we're talking about at the moment is Google Workspace 101 Plus. Now I'm just going to give you a bit of a breakdown, just in case when I'm doing my courses, I do use a full screen like this, so it's a lot easier to see, but I do recommend hitting the full screen option when watching my videos. They will lead onto one video to another. At the end, you will see a box pop up encouraging you to do the next step. If you are advanced, you can actually skip some of the steps of my courses. But if you're out there beginning, I thoroughly recommend starting from the beginning and pausing it, catching up, and then pressing play. The other thing I do is I recommend that you get a good domain name. Now don't rush out and go to GoDaddy. Watch my course on picking a good domain name first, and then get a really good domain name and build your personal brand or your business around that domain name. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on the course that I'm encouraging you to do. First thing I encourage you to do is set up a forwarding email address uniform. So for example, my domain name is dehek.com, and I have an email address called danny@dehek.com. Now, before I go through this process, when I set up my account with Google My Spaces, they will ask me for a login and they'll want an email address. So I encourage you to go to your domain name registrar, set up a forwarding email address in the interim so it can get you going, or save you updating this later on, which can be a bit of a pain. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you an overview of Google My Space, Workspace. Now, if you're not familiar with that, in here on the right-hand side, when you're in Google, you'll see 9 little dots, and you can see I've got admin in here. So this is the service that we're talking about setting up. You can manage multiple users. So for example, I've got 4 people using, and I could be the owner of a small company, and I can keep adding identities for either people in my company, and I can have management to shut their emails off whenever I like. So for example, I'm a drop shipping company and I have 3 different drop shipping websites. So I've set up 3 different accounts for each. Now there is a base fee for using Gmail, and I think it's around about $12 US. I'm not sure. It cost me all up around about I think $19 for one mailbox and to have a Google Workspace account, but it enables me to have a branded email address. So let me explain something first. You could actually be using a free email account now, but when you hit reply to your emails, it shows people your free email account. And the only way you're going to avoid that happening is by having a paid email service with Google or maybe Microsoft. I've used both, but I prefer to actually use Gmail for my email services. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what will help you set up. As you can see here, that Danny DeHeck is me, and I also have numerous email addresses set up but all the mail goes into one email box. So basically what I'm doing is the mailman has been instructed where to put my mail. And within this course, you can set up different aliases, but at the end of the day, all the mail goes into one mailbox, unless you pay another $6 a month, and then you can have multiple mailboxes. So if you had 20 staff, you could actually use this very workshop, learn how to manage it, and you could actually manage every staff member's email account from the back end, and that's what we're about to show you. So let's just go through the workshops. I'm going to first of all encourage you to set up a forwarding email address. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what Google Workspace is all about. Google My Business, they are actually doing away with that service, but I've left it there in the meantime. Now let's say if you search for your company on the internet and you want to know how to get on Google Maps, that is how you actually do that. But the advantage of having a Google My Business account is that your content will come up. If you're a business, people can leave you Google reviews. You can actually show people your services, and you can come down here, and when you actually post a blog, you can actually have snippets, blogs coming up, and people can actually find your content, and it goes directly into your website. Now, I don't want to get you distracted on that, but the advantage of having a Google Workspace account is that it basically is letting you get in bed with Google, and when you publish content on your website, it will actually come up in the search engines a lot quicker if you basically have all your stuff with Google, and that's why I use it. So I go through things like setting up your billing, how to verify your domain name. Now that might sound simple, but you need to know how to manage the DNS records of your domain name. And it can get a bit confusing if you don't know what a text record is, or how to manage CNAMEs, or how to manage MX records. And that is what I'm actually going to show you, and I'm going to make it easy peasy for you. Now the other thing too is you may be using a free Gmail service, and you want to get all your email that you've had and import it to your new email. Now, Gmail to Gmail is really easy, but when you go stepping up from Gmail to a business Gmail account, it's quite confusing. So there's a migration tool that is available that makes it a lot easier. And there's some things that you can do to cause yourself a headache. For example, when you import all your mail, it all comes in and it imports every single bit of mail from the past, and it tells us that it's all imported on the same day, and it's very hard to sort your emails. So I've got some tips on doing that so it doesn't fill up your mailbox, and every bit of mail you've had for the last 10 or whatever years all turns up today, and you can't sort it very easy. It really is hard. Now, a lot of people have iPhones, a lot of people have Samsung Galaxy phones, some people have iPads. I go through and I show you all the different settings that you can set up on those devices so you can get your email on it. I've been using my own domain name for years and years and years. Gmail looks after all the rubbish, the spam that comes in, and it's a very good service, and I think it's a very affordable package. There's some good things you can do. You also get Google Drive, so you can actually store some documents, Excel sheets, pages within the Google environment, and you can also download some apps, and then I'll give you a summary how to use it all. So I think you'll find that course of mine a good value, and I look forward to actually seeing you inside one of my courses. Now, the other thing I do, I'm always producing new content. So that means that if there's anything that you're unsure of, I want your feedback. I want you to comment on the bottom of the videos. Tell me what you found difficult. Even tell me what I could have done better. And I do update these videos from time to time. I'm here to help you. I want you to survive, and I want you to thrive in business. And that's what my courses are all about. I specialize in helping people with their personal branding. So have a good look at my website and reach out to me. You'll see that I also have in my website, you can come along and you can book me. And if you get stuck, I'm here to help. You can book a Let's Chat free of charge for 20 minutes, or you can book some of my time and I can actually help you get tasks done over Zoom, and we can get things done. Hey, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you in one of my videos. I'm Danny DeHeck. I build workshops that help you survive and thrive.